Asian and Filipina dating site scams and fraud. Why is it so difficult to find an honest woman of marriageable age at Asian dating sites? We will discuss the fact that there is a woman shortage in Asia. We touch upon the dating sites that create completely fake profiles and fake positive reviews. We will discuss the typical free and paid dating sites, and why they are unable to screen out the scam profiles. Most importantly, we ask why don't any of the Asian dating sites require a personality evaluation and guided reciprocal matching system, such as eHarmony in America. Such dating sites are the best for serious relationships and are extremely popular in the West. Also, this type of dating would be clearly beneficial where there is a language barrier, as the personality evaluations and guided communication could be done in the member's native language. It would also detract the usual scam artists who log in everywhere to rack up thousands of potential victims. The scam girl won't be interested in answering hundreds of questions only to receive a few dozen matches. After you hear the rest of this commentary, you'll know why no such site exists. But first, here is our short video banner on the treatment of excessive dishonesty and delusion of society. Let's begin with the reports that some Asian and international dating sites create fake profiles and positive reviews. The pop-up links to a web page where the author has presented strong credible evidence that the messages are generated by a script which replaces variables with values. So, you are communicating with a computer program, not a real woman. The web page clearly shows how positive reviews of the site are faked. But most Asian dating sites simply allow anyone to create a dating profile for free. However, to be able to communicate, somebody has to be a paying member, typically the man. Some of these sites claim to use anti-scam protections, but these seem to be largely ineffective. Some will charge very high membership fees claiming their women are screened for a parameter such as their religion. But a cursory look reveals the so-called desired trait is typical, thus making the variable meaningless. Unlike in the West, many women in Asia use net cafes, so IP tracking is ineffective. Also, IDs are rarely checked and can be easily faked. When a scammer is eventually removed, she can create another profile and be right back in business. Most importantly, the shortages of marriageable age women. A cursory look at Asian dating profiles where page views are tracked reveals that many young women can receive over 1,000 responses a year. Thus, dating sites must try to retain as many young women in the database as possible. Also, many sites will keep women's profiles that have been inactive for years. Although scam girls may be the minority of total members, they account for a substantial volume of the online dating activity. A real woman who might make a suitable bride is way too busy to get online, and has minimal access to the internet. The most common type of scam is to ask for money with no intentions of meeting in person. The most dangerous scams try to lure you to come to their country and involve multiple perpetrators. There are so many types of scams, they are beyond this discussion. Keep in mind that many profiles are of women who are not relationship-minded. Many women enjoy seeing how many men will click on their dating profile. The number of selfies usually gives them away. Others just want to ask questions or practice English. While there are some sincere young women online, most have problems that make them ineligible for marriage in their own country. With a shortage of young women in Asia, the dowry for an Asian bride is quite high. If a family can support their daughter through college, her family will expect a substantial dowry and will disapprove of her marrying a foreigner. In some countries, the dowry lies in the young groom's potential, such as his educational and career attainment. Hypergamy is the rule, not the exception. It is reported that a good Thai bride will fetch about 300,000 baht. In rural China, the dowry is nearly $15,000. In Vietnam, it appears to run about $4,000. As you can see, the cost of marriage is very high and finding a bride is difficult, unless the woman comes from a very poor family. Admittedly, there are poor women who may actually wish to marry a foreigner in order to support her parents and family, as well as her children. If she has marketable job skills, she may seek a visa. Some women want to marry a man from a specific country and even a specific town and may list this in her profile. This should be a red flag. Remember, love often has little to do with marriage in Asia. Proper introduction is a requirement, as is knowing the girl's background. American men must be careful not to engage the services of marriage brokers, which are very common in Asia and used by hundreds of thousands of couples. America's umbrella law makes an American man who marries a foreign bride a human trafficker, even if he only uses an online dating site that charges membership fees. American feminists are a privileged class, so they are exempt. Unlike America, sexually liberated women in Asia are fairly rare, but mostly what Western men encounter, especially in tourist districts. Riding the cock carousel of macho cads is socially unacceptable in Asia, even if tolerated by some religions and social classes. Many Western men end up with women who engaged in sideline prostitution or had undisclosed children he was unaware of in the dating process. Please note that we do not endorse any outside websites and the information contained here is presented as is, and is not guaranteed as to accuracy or fitness for any purpose.